how long did it take for you to get from idea to getting a product that was, okay enough to hang up a shingle to say we're good, we're open for business?
It would have been maybe 18 months thereabouts, and it was, in all honesty, I think we sold something we didn't actually have. And then we worked our way to delivery against what we sold.
Say yes, just say yes.
Correct, yeah. They, at the time, they felt like we had an end-to-end platform, and we might have had a 80% platform at best. But we worked with them, and were very, very realistic. And we didn't charge much, if anything. So for them, it was a amicable relationship where they were very open to working with it. And you need to have that relationship as much as take the customer on the journey and make it as though they're part, and they make them feel special, which you probably did, Kai, with the first users, perhaps.
Of course, you got it.
Yeah.
How many times did you invent a product on a sales call?
Yes.
Yes.
All the time.
Even still today.
I did it like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then you just stay up all night building it.
Yeah.
Did you have
Yeah, a lot of the time.
Right, so it's that say yes thing, because you did that, didn't you? When you had your first customer and you're like, we're actually not ready to go, but it accelerated you to move toward getting the product into the market and ready.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like, you can never plan what your users are going to want and love, and so you got to always just build the next thing that they generally want. Try to keep, like, your job is to look up and make sure there's a direction you're heading in, but your users will guide you on what the thing, the next foot to put in front of the other one.
I think that fine line between as a founder, selling what you don't have, we touched on it before, but like getting not so far ahead of your skis that you don't deliver, but certainly not, when they say, can you do that? The answer's kind of yes. And it's a very Aussie thing to not feel like you're not telling the truth. Does it do this? You're like, well, no, but give me like 3 days and it will. And I think that the ability to sort of do that and manage the relationship, manage the deliverable, and sort of go around really quickly, especially in the early days, all the while not, it gets harder when you've got lots of customers pulling in lots of different directions. But definitely that the ability to sell before you can actually deliver is hard.
And make them feel like they're the only customer for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Not that they're going to help you and then all of a sudden you've run off and you don't have time for them. You've got to make them feel as though they're the one, that they're on the journey and like, we'll look after you. For a certain amount of time, but they are backing you as a founders basically, and so you just don't want to let them down. So you have to have that connection, so you're not going to let them down like a friend or anyone relationship-wise. That first customer was a BMX championship up in Cairns, and they didn't pay us a thing, but they were willing to give the platform a go, and were very open to feedback. There are a few niggles, a few bugs, but they really fast-tracked things early days. And then that led to us being able to do the Netball World Cup in Sydney in 2015.
Did people pay then?
They paid, not much, but by doing that event, it opened up the world of major events for us. And so from that major event, we were then actually brought on Tough Mudder from meeting them in Phillip Island, the obstacle race. And that head of volunteering for Tough Mudder came out from New York. And that individual, his name's Andy Newman, we have a lot of appreciation for him because he then launched Frostify with 3 weeks of intensive feedback for us into the US and the UK. So we went from about 500 volunteers to 120,000 volunteers.
Oh my gosh.
And could you cope with that uplift in
we
scale?
found a way to cope, yeah. We found a way, fast-track things. It's amazing how efficient you can be when there's a deadline.
That's
right. Fortunately, that Andy who went from Tough Mudder and he brought our platform with him, he then got a job at the Super Bowl. So within 18 months of doing these tests, we went from Tough Mudder globally to the Super Bowl, which is probably the world's biggest event, and we've done the last 9 since then.
So cool.
But we could put a lot of that down to this one person, Andy, who we met at Phillip
But
Island.
you obviously made that customer really, really happy.
They
and you
loved
stayed
us.
with that customer.
They were the one and only thing for
Champion.
months. We just put everything into it.
Yeah, Kai, if you think about that first customer, and because your business is word of mouth, a lot of it's driven by that.
Yeah.
So who did you make very, very happy who could then drive that flywheel in your business?
Yeah, she was a GP in Bendigo, and so she was our first paying user, which was a super exciting moment. But I relate to your story so much in terms of there being these key people that you go, man, why did they tell so many people about our product? Why did they what? Wow, so much of our business, I don't even know if they realise it, is attributable to this one person who just loved it, right?
Loved it, but I think they might have liked you as well.
That's so much of it, right, as a founder,
you as a person too. So
exactly.
how you present yourself, and you because Andy's a best friend of ours now because we've gone on the journey together.
Yeah.
So you've got to be less transactional in the early days and more authentic and relationship focused, because they really have to trust you first.
Yeah.
And then the product almost comes second, but you've got to build the relationship for them to give you a go.
Because then they want to help you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would say comes the relationship, then the product, then the dollars for us. The dollars were not even a part of the conversation in the early days. It was just knowing that person, getting them on side, and then letting them know that, yeah, we've got your back, we're not going to let you down.